A lot of people ask us who the captain is. We don't actually know. He's somewhere out there, somewhere in Tahiti on an old timber ship drinking rum from an old tin cup. We just get a message in a bottle and carry out his orders. One guy, however, who does know the captain is Ron Lambourne. In fact, Ron looks after one of the captain's personal houses, and it's right here. Ron's going to give us a personal tour. Now, this place has some amazing nautical history. In fact, it leaves almost every museum we know for dead. The amazing thing about this place is everything actually still works. You can pull on capstan winches, you can move binnacles. It's amazing. That harpoon is even legitimately working. Anyway, here comes Ron, the captain's own personal caretaker. Let's see what Ron's got to show us. Tell us about this bad boy.
I bought it off a gentleman from Taree who had it for about 10 years, and he got it off a gentleman from Albany. He turned 80 and he decided he'd sell it to me, so I thought it'd be good to add to my collection.
It looks like it would work perfectly.
I think it would.
Let's give it a go.
It weighs a tonne and a half, but I'm glad we don't use them anymore, but it's good to remember our history, what we used to do.
Explain how all this works.
Well, what I've been told, the harpoon weighs about 60 kilo, and it's tied up with, the barbs are tied back with string, and when the harpoon enters the whale, it trips this wire that's underneath, just underneath this there, and when that actually goes in the whale, these flare out, and then it trips this wire, and this has got a detonator in it, and it actually explodes inside the whale as well. So the poor things didn't have a chance.
Must be rather uncomfortable.
Oh, and then they just haul them back into the ship.
What was this originally on?
I'm not really, well, originally it would have been on a boat called a chaser in Albany, but what boat it would have been on, I wouldn't know.
And then Mr. Poor Old Whale ends up in one of these, yeah?
Yeah, that's a whale pot that I acquired from a local gentleman, and his name was Pedro Perry.
So where does the passion for all this nautical stuff come from?
I think just living so close to the water for so long and doing a landscape theme, which I thought in the end I'd do it as a nautical theme, and then it became a bit of a drug to just keep finding stuff, and it's very hard to find nautical stuff.
What are some of your favourite possessions here? Other than Julie, of course.
Well, I like the bollards. I like those, and the capstan, and because I don't like being inside much, and every chance. Well, I've always been landscaping most of my spare time that I had, and so when the weather's good, I'm outside either working or having a beer.
Where do you find all this stuff?
Just all over Australia, and a lot of stuff's come in from overseas where they used to wreck the ships. But even the ships they wreck now haven't got this old stuff on them, and a lot of the collectors are getting a bit of age to them, and they're starting to sell me a bit of their collection because they want it all to stay as one collection if they can.
What's your most expensive piece here?
What you're leaning on?
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
The whale gun. Yeah.
This looks interesting.
Yeah, that's an old spotlight of a 1943 destroyer, and I got it at sandblasted, and I'm going to it's still got the full lens in the back, put a light in it to light the bay up.
Oh, wow. And how did this work in the day? It was obviously for spotting other ships.
No, it's like a signal lamp where if they wanted to signal another ship, they used to use the handle which opened and closed the shutters, and the boat another boat might be 20 or 30 kilometres away. They'd see the movement and they'd know what they were saying back from ship to ship.
What ship's this off?
Don't know. That's worst part about collecting is you just very rare you'll know what the ships they come from. Well, these big anchors up here, they come from the Heinz cannery probably about 35 years ago. This one weighs 5 tonne and that one weighs about 3.5 tonne. And there was a tuna boat, 400 tonne tuna boat called the Eastern Pacific. It was moored there for quite a few years. And when I went back to the islands, I bought the anchors of the Heinz company and all the chain, which is 28 kilo on each link. That's a sea mine. It's the same auction I went and got the anchor from we were talking about earlier, and at the auction there was a sea mine there, so I bought that as well. And I'm just going to get some little pins made up the same size as what used to be there to make it a bit more authentic.
I love your seating arrangement.
These bollards, they weigh 450 kilo each, and I got the 9 of these bollards from Docklands when they were redoing Docklands in Melbourne and changing all the old wharves down there and building penthouses. So I put the nine bollards around, and that's a fire pit in the middle which weighs 420 kilo. And it doesn't matter which way the wind's blowing, you can just sort of move around the bollards to get out of if there's a breeze.
So you've got about 5 tonne of seating right there, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to catch on with IKEA?
No, a bit heavy for them.
How many barbecues have you got around here?
9.
Let's have a look downstairs. Where did all the rope come from?
I'm not really sure, but I bought it off a person, but I don't know where he got it from either.
Who makes all these little bits and pieces for you?
Just a local engineer. Yeah. And just put some bollards around here so that when we have a barbecue down here, we can just sit here.
So this is half a tonne.
Yeah, 450 kilo.
That's not wheelbarrowed in. How do you get this in?
I actually got a small little bob cap down, and he parked himself just near the rocks there, and he just lifted them across. So
I guess no one would steal your furniture.
No.
It's not going to blow away in a hurry.
No, they can't move it.
What's happening up here?
Just another landscape crew with another smaller deck, and this was an old net boat that was smashed up. So lined it with timber and put a fridge in there, and then landscaped all up the back there, just to give it that different look.
Where's your favourite place to be around here?
Probably this area all through here, because
Let's take a seat.
in the summertime you can get out of the sun and it's just sort of relaxing under here, especially at night time with all the lights on. It looks really different.
What do people say about it?
They're pretty amazed when they come and have a look, and it just blows them away really. I've done all this really because I just love landscaping, and but it is just a private collection that I've collected it. But one day I might open it up when I retire from fishing.
Is there any pieces that you'd still love to acquire?
Yeah, I'd like to get a light from a lighthouse.
Oh yeah.
A Ridgy Didge light, but they're very hard to find. One of my dreams was I was actually going to, the backyard, I was going to build a lighthouse if I could find a light. That was one of my dreams, but then the museum built their lighthouse there, so I won't do that now. If I ever want to build something, I might build a replica of Boyd's Tower.
What was the hardest thing to build?
Nothing was really, everything was all the landscaping was just hard, heavy work, and because most of the stuff you had to do by hand or roll, or that was too heavy to carry because you couldn't get machines in most of the time, so you had to virtually do everything by hand.
How many helms have you got?
I think about 5, I think.
Looks like a bit of old wharf there.
Yeah, they come from the middle wharf in Eden. A few of the poles got damaged, so Waterways, when they built the wharf, had to replace the couple, so they gave me that one.
Where did it all start?
I started landscaping in about '87, and then I'd been so close to the water, I got the nautical bug, and I thought I'd do the whole place in a nautical theme. Hence, I've been collecting ever since.
Tell me about these.
These are long line floats from Japanese longlining that used to fish in Australia. They're pretty hard to come by now. There used to be lots around once, but you don't see very many, and that's the beacon buoys that used to be at the end of each one. And these could go for kilometres with all the glass buoys in between to hold up the bluefin tuna when they got caught.
What was this back in the day?
That's a capstan for say, pulling up ropes. This was in, I had this hole here for about 8 years, and I didn't want to put a palm tree here, and bloke rang me up once and said he found a capstan in the back of Newcastle shipyard. So I acquired it and made the deck and set the capstan here. So this is my man cave.
The captain's man cave.
The captain's man cave, which I thought I'd do in a nautical theme as well. But this is where I keep probably my polished collection.
Show us around.
So this steering wheel came off a local tugboat that they sunk out here for divers to go on. And these are old binnacles that come off old ships.
Tell me, what do they do?
Well, they've got compasses inside them, so they can navigate. And these binnacles here are approximately about 100 years old.
You can actually see the handwork, can't you? I mean, they wouldn't have been all built by hand, wouldn't they?
Yep, all by hand, and the woodwork and everything is just, the craftsmanship back then is amazing. Some old Arga beacon lights that with the sundial on, which took me over 20 years to find two, and I got it actually port and starboard.
So when you say sundial, how do they work?
Well, as far as I know, because I'm not an expert on all this stuff, but when it gets dark, the sundial sends a signal down which turns the gas on and it ignites so you get your light, and when it comes daylight it actually shuts the gas off.
It's an amazing work of art, but it was just a navigational beacon in its day.
Yeah, and they all weigh about 80 kilo each, but they just last forever, the way they used to make them. And a lot of them are painted, a lot of cases would have been painted totally red, and that one would have been painted green. But if you strip all the paint off, that's what you get.
This is my favourite steering wheel, this one here.
Yeah, that was off an American sailing ship, and the timber around the spokes was so you didn't get hooked up in the ropes.
Yeah, okay.
So if the ropes come down, you can still turn the wheel.
Oh, that's cool. Comes with the old...
Yeah, that you can lock it in to turn it a lot quicker. Yeah, there's just a sexton and small binnacle and the marlin spikes, or fids as they call them, for splicing ropes.
Oh, cool.
And this is a telegraph.
Tell me how it works.
Well, it'll be up in the up where the captain is, and he'd move the dial, and there'd be another one of these, not as big, downstairs in the engine room, and it'd ding downstairs, and that'd let the engineer to change the motor to what the captain upstairs would change it to.
That to me looks like an ancient panic button.
I don't know what that is.
That goes off, that's not good. if this harpoon could tell a story.
Yeah, well, this actually harpoon was when it got retrieved from out of the whale. You can see how much it's bent the shaft from the whale turning, trying to get the harpoon out.
Wow.
It's bent the shaft. But apparently that used to happen regularly, and they used to have to straighten the shafts back up before they could use them again.
This is one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's a beautiful old winch that would have been on a very classy boat, and I polished it up and just sat it there for a bit of effect.
It's beautiful. And this was the winch of the day, the chain.
Yeah.
The chain obviously sits in there, and then the rope sits on the other side, and just,
Yeah. It still looked fantastic on an old
yeah,
boat now. That
it still works perfectly.
Yeah, someone was doing up.
Any plans for retirement?
Hopefully in the next couple of years.
I can't imagine you sitting still though.
No, I'll still be landscaping and changing my nautical things around. So.
No, it's an amazing collection, mate. The captain, I'm sure, would salute you. I'll tell him you're doing a good job of looking after his place.
Thanks very much.